Are you a native? A digital native? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Dan. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I like to talk about languages, the polyglot journey, and now recently, digital communication. So the word native has different contexts. Like for example, when you go buy a TV or a monitor, it has its native resolution, which is the resolution where it's best suited for that. It's the first thing that just popped into my mind. Trying to give an example that's different from, for example, a native speaker. So if you're born in a country, you're considered a native speaker of the language of the country. And for me, I remember that a little bit after college, I was introduced to the concept of the digital native. And in doing these YouTube videos and starting off this digital communication series, I remembered that digital natives. I'm gonna go ahead and give my definition. A digital native is someone that is born into the era where smartphones, technology, I would even go as far as saying computers, is something that already exists. A person that came into all this technology and is able to pick it up and start using it naturally, much like the first language. So I just did a quick Google search and I'm gonna go ahead and read what I see here. Digital native, a person born or brought up during the age of digital technology and therefore familiar with computers and the internet from an early age. Key thing that I didn't mention in my first definition is the internet. So now I'm starting to think about analog versus digital. I can still remember those radios that had the knobs, which is considered technology, but it's considered analog technology. I won't get into all that right now, although I think it's a fascinating subject. And by the way, I'm still a huge fan of the old school radios, of the frequencies and all that stuff. I still like that stuff. I'd like to use it more often. Another good example is the vinyl players, the record players, but I digress. So in this video, I'm just gonna casually talk about what it means to be a digital native, how important it is. I'm just gonna kind of go off the cuff talking about this subject. And right now, we can already start thinking about the different generations. Boomers, Gen X, Millennials, Gen Z. These are the ones that are widely talked about right now at this time. And I will go ahead and say that I think that whether a person is a digital native or not, because according to the definition, it seems to be something that's closely related to age. However, I've seen people in almost all generations that are excellent in using digital technology, just as I've seen people in all generations that not so much. Now, just like with languages, technology is here, it's around us. There are people that are strong with it, others not so much. But regardless, I don't think that we should be intimidated by it. You know, just like with languages, for example, if I want to learn French, if I want to learn German, my attitude towards how I approach is very important. I see it the same way with all this technology. And I've worked in tech, I've worked in IT, and I've definitely had my fair share of people telling me,
"Oh, I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know, it's all Greek to me, or it's all Chinese to me."
You know, speaking as if it's just something that's just too difficult to even try. And what I like to say in my polyglot journey videos is attitude is very important. Let's start off on a positive note, just like with technology. So whether you are a digital native or not, don't worry about it. You know, you might have an advantage because these things are much more smoother. You know, you pick up a cell phone, you start swiping, you have this sense of how to use it. It may have come naturally, but even if that's not the case, we can still pick up that phone. It's never too late. And I think all this technology is fascinating. It's changing quickly, and I'm really curious as to what's next after mobile devices. Do you guys remember computers, typing? Honest, I'm still a mouse and keyboard kind of guy. For photoshopping, for editing stuff, I prefer to have a keyboard and a mouse. Although, I will admit that I started getting used to using the phone, especially for editing vertical videos, like for TikToks or Instagram Reels. As far as human-to-human interactions, yes, just like with languages, I'm sure most of us have seen people that are stronger in technology. Usually the kids, right? You have a parent-kid situation. Usually the parent's always asking the kid, hey, how do you do this? How do you do this? The
Kid's like, oh, rolling their eyes, okay, I'll do it.
In a very similar fashion, we have to also learn to be patient with each other. Yes, it's not easy, but we gotta do our best. So those that are stronger with technology have a little bit more patience. But at the same time, I'll say those that are not so strong, try and take the initiative to actually learn. Because a lot of people are just like, you know what, just do it for me. And they don't care to learn. So that's something that we have to work on. Digital natives or those that are stronger with technology and those not so much. Now I think the challenge comes in communicating with the AI, communicating with the technology. For example, not everyone's gonna be a software developer. Not everyone's gonna be a programmer. But I'll say that for me, even though I did take some programming courses in high school and in college, and I also jump in Google every now and then, check out some YouTube videos, I have some exposure, and I know that it's important to be able to code, but I'll say right now that I'm not about to go, back to school to be a developer. I don't think it's necessary. These are the things that we're thinking about going forward when thinking about how this digital world is growing, becoming more massive and important. I don't want to be left behind, but at the same time, I don't need to commit more than I have to. So this is the thing that starts to come into my mind, in my case, millennial, I would consider myself a digital native. So maybe that's why I'm excited to learn more about these things. I know some basic C++. Just recently I started messing around with some JavaScript and I forgot what other language, but by no means can I sit here right now and pull up, Visual Studio Code and start creating something, I like Linux. I was having such a hard time a few months ago trying to get Linux to work. It was like a side project for me, a hobby, if you will. But then again, I really hope that these skills actually mean something. That's another part of it as well. All right, guys, so I just had to get this video out there. This was, done off the cuff style. And so the main message is, whether we are digital natives or not, it's never too late. Pick up a computer, start playing around with it. And if you're excited about it, all the better. So on this digital communication series, again, developing how it goes. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Definitely gonna make some more Polyglot Journey videos as well. Catch you guys soon.